So, wanted to go over workout splits. I was going through my Snapchat. I had like a questionnaire, and I had like a bunch of people ask me like, yo, is my split good? What's the best split? I feel like everybody always like overthinks that. Simple answer, the split really does not matter. What matters is how much volume and intensity are you doing, like do you usually do? So like, let me explain this. So I just changed up my split personally. Now I'm gonna be doing a chest and back one day, shoulders and arms the next day, legs, rest day when needed, and repeat. The one I was doing beforehand, for a minute I was in my, it kind of got into was chest with shoulders, prioritizing shoulders because my chest is big. Back with a little bit of rear delts and some biceps, mainly just back and bis, shoulders and a little bit of arms and then legs, and then rested when needed and repeated. So that was a 4-day split. So now I want a 3-day split. So let's say the most popular splits: bro split, push pull leg, Arnold split. If you don't know what a bro split is, that's where you do like one muscle group a day. You train like one muscle group a week. So one day's only back, one day's only chest, one day's only arms. So if you're doing a bro split, or if that's what you enjoy doing, just make sure that all these approaches work. This is just how you make them work efficiently. If you're doing a bro split, make sure that you have a lot of volume, obviously, for that muscle group, but training intensively. So the way I would put this is, if I was doing a bro split, when I did a bro split, I would pick 3 to 4 exercises per muscle group. Honestly, if you're doing a bro split, probably 4. And then for me, I would take a more intensive approach to the training. So if you're choosing those 4 exercises, for me, I would do 2 working sets to failure for each of those exercises. So that would total out at 4 times 2, math. 8 working sets, right, for that. Doesn't seem like a lot. For me, when I say 8 working sets, I always do 1 warm-up set, so add 4 to that 8, so it's kind of like 12 sets, but 4 where I'm really focusing on stretching and contracting the muscle group. If you're one who doesn't like to train as intensively, then instead of doing 2 working sets, you could do like 3 or 4 working sets, but they're different working sets, meaning you're not going to ultimate failure. It's like your typical 4x12, you know what I mean? You're hitting 12 reps. You could have maybe had another, 2 or 3. Now you can still get gains doing that. Although I feel like the literature and just like the mainstream, social media and fitness is just saying that doing the more intensive approach and less volume is a little bit better, especially if you're going like bang for your buck, like time spent in the gym. Because honestly, like this is like straight up facts, you really could get the same effect on the muscle out of 2 working sets going to ultimate cracked out failure than doing 4 working sets, doing like 12 reps, and then you could have had like 3, 2 or 3 left. It just started to get a little bit hard and you stopped and you're chasing a pump, which I used to be guilty of. So I'm not like speaking against it. Now you still can get gains, but honestly, when I'm in it, like when I'm really training like this and I'm in that set and I'm like, okay, I could stop now, it's getting kind of hard, but I could really thug it out for another 30 seconds and only have to do half the amount of sets and get out of here like sooner and like get more out of the muscle. So that's what I've been doing lately. So it depends what your approach is to volume and intensity. Now, if you're doing a bro split, yeah, that's cool and all. You can do one muscle group per week. I personally don't recommend the bro split anymore because I recommend 4-day splits. I feel like 3 to 4-day splits are better because you're hitting more volume on that muscle per week. You got to think about it. Like if you're training intensively and you're doing a 3 or 4-day split, you're giving that muscle 2 times to grow per week, right? 2 times to recover and get bigger rather than just 1 time. And as long as you're training with that adequate intensity, then I feel like you get more out of a 3 to 4-day split than you would out of a bro split. Again, bro split will work. It'll still grow you muscle, and this kind of is like preference. If you like doing a lot of volume, a lot more sets and stuff like that when you're training and more exercises per muscle group, then stick with the bro split. If you want to get more, I feel like you get more out of it, then do a push-pull leg Arnold split, which I'm basically doing an Arnold split right now, which is the chest and back, shoulders and arms and legs. Now, if you're gonna do like a 3-day split, you have to make sure that your exercise selection is good, and then that the failure, like the intensity, is really up. So for me, what I've been doing on my chest and my back day now, because I'm doing a 3-day split, I'll pick 3 exercises for chest and 3 for back, and I'll do 2 working sets to ultimate failure for each exercise. So similar to what I kind of recommended on the bro split, what I'll do is I'll alternate the exercise selection. So the beginning of the week, I'll make sure now that my chest days are going to incorporate more presses on the first day of the week and then more flies on the second day of the week. For back, I'll focus more on pull down or rows for the first part of the week and then pull downs for the second part of the week. Changing up the exercise selection, so I'm kind of hitting it from all different angles. Again, I also think that's a better benefit from doing like a 3-day or 4-day split, because you get more variety, I feel like, in your training, which is always better to hit the muscle from different angles, try out different tempos and whatnot. But the thing is, when I used to do like a push-pull leg split, which is another 3-day split in the past, where you hit your push muscles, your shoulders, your triceps, and your chest on one day, back and biceps the next day. By the time I got to my triceps, I felt so like burnt out. Like I was doing a lot more volume and stuff. I felt like I just kind of half-assed it. Whereas now, let's say my shoulder and arm day, I'm really, again, focusing on intensity. So I'm not doing many sets. I make it simple. My shoulders, I'll do 3 exercises, 2 working sets for each one. Sometimes I even superset the last one, so it's, you know, not as many working sets. Then for biceps and triceps, I pick 2 movements each, and I go to failure on both of them. And sometimes I'll superset them. So I'm in the gym, honestly, hour max. I'm going to failure, and I get the same work out of the muscle than if I was doing like a lot more volume. And I'm hitting it twice per week, so I'm giving it twice, you know, double as much time to grow and recover and get bigger. So I've been loving that. I've been absolutely loving it. So for example, it's like, let's say I'm doing a shoulder and arm day, which I recently just filmed. Start off with the press, then I'll do a press will hit my front delt, then I'll start off with like a lateral, second I'll do like a lateral raise movement to hit my side delt, and I'll finish with like a rear delt movement. Then I go into biceps, I'll do a heavy curl, then I'll maybe do a hammer curl variation, then triceps, I'll do something with cables and something with skull crushers. Done. Super simple. For me, as my brain works, I love like the 3-day splits just because I feel like, again, I'm getting that variety, but it kind of like forces me to make sure that I'm getting really good intensity in the sets that I'm training, because I don't want to be, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like being in the gym for 2 hours out of the day. I have so much stuff that I need to do away from the gym, involving like businesses and whatnot that I'm working on. So I'm not trying to be in the gym for 2 hours. If I was doing shoulders and arms and I wasn't going to failure, or I wasn't able to have crazy intensity on those 2 working sets, if I feel like I'm really not training hard enough, then I will add another working setup to make up for the pussy set I did the set before, right? So if I'm doing, you know, I'm having like a bad day and I'm like, you know, I could have done like 2 more and I stopped, I'll be like, all right, no, I can't. I got to do another working set now, which means I'm going to be in the gym longer. So for me, when I know I only got 2 sets to absolutely destroy that muscle in whatever exercise I'm doing, it's just so much easier for my brain, because the first set I'm like, all right, we're going to war, we kill it. And then after I do it and I rest, I'm like, all right, all we have to do is 1 more to absolute failure. Then we get to go into the next movement. It's like a checklist, and it just makes it more simple rather than going into it being like, I did my first set, I got 3 working sets left I got to do, did my second set, wait, all right, now I gotta do my 3rd one. Wait, all right, now I'm doing my last one. It's just like, I feel like it's just wasted time and effort and energy. So again, I feel like you get more bang out of your buck out of the higher intensity stuff, which I feel like works better in a 3 to 4 day split. Again, you could do the higher intensity approach to a bro split. It's just not as much. Like, bro, where you're gonna pick 4 exercises, 2 working sets each. Your workout's gonna be pretty short, and you could have honestly definitely had enough energy to hit another muscle group. So yeah, I feel like that's where I'm gonna lean towards more of them 3-4 day splits. So I don't know if that like helps answer people's questions or not. That's just kind of what I feel like has worked best for me, what I've learned. Again, even for like the 3-day split, if you're like saying like, for me, my legs are a lacking body part. I get to hit legs twice per week. In the first part of the week, I can prioritize my quads, and the second I can prioritize my hamstrings. If you're doing like a 6-day split or something where like, or a 5-day split, whatever, where you're only hitting it like once per week, when I go into that leg day, let's say I start mainly on quads, by the time I go to hit my hamstrings, I'm not going to be as dialed in and strong, so they might become a lagging body part after my quads get bigger. So again, I feel like it's just another benefit for like 3-day split. You get more. I feel like it's easier to kind of go about having intensity in the lifts that you're hitting, because you have to really maximize your time and your effort on the muscles that you're hitting rather than just kind of lollygag and do more volume. Second, you get more like, honestly, workout variation because you're hitting the muscle group twice per week, so you can kind of split up what exercises you want to hit. And 3, there's more chances to grow. You have more time to grow when you do it like that. So yeah, that's my personal preference. Again, I'm not like no registered freaking dude, dietitian trainer, whatnot, but I've trained 7 years of my life, so I've kind of tried a little bit of everything, and for me, I feel like I've seen definitely the most strength gains, and just from the 3-day splits, and it's honestly more fun, bro. It's so much more fun in my opinion when you train like that. But yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, another split that I kind of like, if you guys want to try, is a push-pull leg mixed with an Arnold split. Also kind of is fun because every single day of the week you're kind of doing something a little bit different. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, honestly. Hope that answers y'all's questions. got a Bible study for the day. I just did like a really good Lines In podcast, honestly, and I low-key really want to touch on it. Let me pull up my notes because there's a part that I really kind of wanted to go over that I feel like can help a lot of people. So basically, I did a podcast. If you guys want to go watch over there, it should be up tomorrow. Just going over what the world says about women, lust, relationships, money, and then like validation, and then what God says. Because a lot of the times, what the world says about something, what it tries to make it appear to be, is the opposite of what God says. But God knows, because God is truth. God knows what truly will satisfy you. A lot of times, the world will disguise something on the outside and make it look nice, pretty, satisfying. But on the inside, once it traps you, it shackles you. While God tends to be the opposite. The world makes God and the whole concept of that appear to be really weird and like not attractive on the outside. But once you get into it, you see how fulfilling, how joyful, how loving it is. So it's kind of funny how it works the opposites. But here we go. So I want to talk about women with y'all because I know a lot of you guys who follow me are young men, and I know that the world will tend to tell you, hook up with as many girls as you can, mess around, it's okay, see who you're sexually compatible with. A lot of times in our society, we tend to give more validation and like status to a man who has a higher body count because it shows that, oh, he was able to get with more girls. It means that this guy's like, you know, dope, whatever. And it's such a stupid thing, bro. It's dumb. And what I want to go over is a few verses here because that's what the world says. This is what God says about it. Proverbs 18:22, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And Proverbs 31:10, a man cannot attain anything better than a good wife. An excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. A wife, a significant... God made man and woman. Like, this is going to be kind of weird for some of y'all because I'm talking about relationship advice, but God made women to be with man. We are meant to have relationship. God did not make man to be alone. When we have a significant other, it says iron sharpens iron. There's another verse, I forgot on the top of my head, but it says like how it's better to lay with like another, like to have another person because then you're not warm, but you have another to lean on. Or then you're not cold, you have another person to lean on. So God made us for a relationship, specifically with another woman, right? And whether you're going through breakup or you're just going through a season of being alone, or maybe you're I already know this is gonna hit some of y'all. You're in a relationship you shouldn't be in, or you're seeking a relationship you shouldn't be seeking. You are most likely, all right, a lot of y'all probably chasing relationships that you shouldn't be in. This goes for even friendships. Specifically, I'm going to talk about your significant other. If you are in an unequally yoked relationship, or you're seeking one, a woman who is not after the Lord's heart, or you think, oh, she has potential. You know, she started going to church. I think she has potential. If you date and you seek someone based off of their potential, you are bound to fail. You're going to fail and you're going to get hurt or you're going to hurt them. All right. This is from personal experience even. Do not seek a relationship where you're unequally yoked. The relationship that's going to be blessed by the Lord is one where you're equally yoked, you're equally falling after the Lord, and then God brings you two together. Only can a woman love you that understands the true love of Jesus, because when you understand the love of Jesus, you understand a type of selfless love, a type of selfless love that the world cannot give. It's a type of love where you don't feel like doing it. You might feel hurt by them at times, but you still choose to love them, and they do the same to you. It's not a love based off of, you made me upset today, so I'm going to treat you like I'm not gonna love. That's not how it is. When you learn the love that Jesus has for you, it's a selfless love where you don't deserve it. And regardless of the circumstance or the emotions, whatever you choose to make that decision to commit to them and they do the same to you, that is love. It's a love that's not a feeling, it's a choice and a commitment. And worldly women can't give that to you. So know that. If you felt that and that you're in that current circumstance, God made you watch this video for that reason, and that's your answer to, hey, I gotta get out, and maybe I should pursue something different. Alright, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and sub. Elysium drop happened the other day. So did a Young LA drop. Awesome crew necks, hoodies, all that good stuff. If you guys can go check it out, show some love and support. Code Alex, 15% off, and Rise supplements as well. Until next time. Peace.